Good to go. I like it. Yeah, right. All right, calling to order the Monday, October 30th regular meeting of Municipal Council. The next item on our agenda is the approval of today's agenda, and Deputy Mayor Dillabaugh, I believe you have that item.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. For myself and seconded by Councilor Ward, the Municipal Council approves the agenda as presented.
Are there any changes? Gents? No? Okay, then I'll call the question on the agenda. All in favor? Sorry, Joe, I didn't include you in that vote. Okay, good.
Can you all hear me?
Yeah, perfectly.
So Zoom really does work.
So far.
Wow.
You got great internet, so by the sounds of it, so.
Oh, the internet here is fantastic.
So I should mention, now that Joe's speaking via Zoom, that Councillor Martel is not at the table today, but through procedural bylaw, he is on his holidays, and he's actually taking some time out from the beach to join us via Zoom. So thanks for attending via Zoom. We also have Cindy Smith attending via Zoom, and we do have some members in the audience tonight as well. It's great. So moving on to item number 3, which is the disclosure of pecuniary interest or conflict of interest and the general nature thereof. Does anyone have a conflict or a pecuniary interest to declare tonight?
None by me.
Good. Hearing none, then I will welcome Claire Kinlan to have a delegation or a presentation, which I'm not. Yeah, whichever it is. Come on up, Claire. You don't have to be on wherever you're comfortable standing is fantastic. So welcome. I think Rebecca sent out some rules. We're pretty loose with the rules, right? So the thing is 10 minutes is, pretty much max. If you want to go on a little longer, we can let you, but
no, and thank you, Council, and thank you for members for letting me speak tonight. My goal here tonight is just to ensure the council of members for Cardinal are serving the best interest of its residents when it comes to the county property and fire. My objectives here tonight are 3. The township council of members of Cardinal is holding the county council of Leafton Grenville and conduct any business in an honorable and transparent manner that serves all residents fairly. That was for Cardinal Council transparent forthcoming with its residents of any actions that the county council is going to impose or change to the property and fire code. And this council reconfirms is not a willing, it is not interested in having a mega landfill site because this is not. That's the council transparency. County council reputation for honorable and transparency is not desirable as we experience in ED19. ED19 has a long list of issues that show that. First one is COA, given third party right to have beavers and other environmental sensitive species removed from the site. Inside discussions with MLB regarding the site of the third party. Multiple closed camera discussions about ED19. Allow only holding one public meeting. Well, that was all. The zoning of this land is zoned industrial estate. With all the changes to our land use map, why not change the zoning for other uses in the county? Does not have, if the county does not have. This could be extremely difficult. This could be extremely beneficial to the township for development and tax. I personally contacted the county about the purchase of this land for my own personal use. It was assured to me that the land was zoned industrial disposal, and any zoning would need to be changed for any other use. And a direct quote from Ann Weir: should your interest in the property be for business purposes, feel free to consult with me further on any items related to business startup or location. So the county is definitely interested in business for our property, it's an asset. I can see that. County is very interested in seeing the land used for intended zoning use, or why not adjust it? Bylaw number 13-48 of the county is the sale or disposition of land policy. So the policy purpose is to ensure greater transparency and accountability, prevent real and perceived interest of conflict of interest, to avoid actions that have potential adversity, affect safety, security, or morale, to promote public confidence and the integrity of the municipality. I ask that this council sees the county council respect and follow. The role of this council, I feel, is to ask the Better Council Council be transparent and forthcoming with the action of county council that we have a direct impact, that could have a direct impact. The committee of the whole meeting on Monday, September 11th, where there was a closed session because the previous discussion at county level brings back many bad memories of the previous council with several closed camera sessions. Our council is small. If there's 2 members that have previous knowledge of this event, the possible outcome for the residents going to be, is the possible outcome for the residents going to be fair and balanced debate or discussion, because it is a small council. I will be the first to admit, I do not understand all the political procedures, but when discussions get moved to closed sessions or behind closed doors with just staff, the outcome is not generally good for the transparency is important. I would like this township council to confirm it as an unwilling host. I hope that we are not repeating history the only United ways. I truly believe we are not. That is not why I'm here. It's just that I am here to let you know that we want to make sure that the property has the best interests of our residents, which I believe council. I believe it or not, I believe we are not, but I understand we are only one township of 10 that needs a radical. So a very small honest county. I understand. The property being sold away will, this way will always be an interest for some third party partner in the industrial disposal business. County council sees this as big dollars. Until that zoning is changed, it's always going to have, you know, those companies have a lot of money, a lot of resources, and they'll just keep kicking the can down. The asking for the mayor to reconfirm the county council that Edward McCarthy is not a village home. Well, hopefully today, I assure the county council, Edward McCarthy is serving the best interest of those residents when it comes to county property on Byers Road. The 3 objectives I covered was county council is only, the county council is only county council that leads the rental to collect any business in an honorable and transparent manner to serve all residents fairly. That was recurring of current council transparent and forthcoming with each resident of any action the county council is going to impose or change on the property of our road. And this township council reconfirms is not interested in having a landfill site and reconfirms it is not ongoing. In conclusion, I trust this council and council of the future will see the real potential of this land as an attraction to the township, not an environmental disaster, especially with all the great things that happen. Thank you for your time.
Good.
More than happy to answer your questions.
Thanks, Blair. That was fast too.
Great.
Yeah.
I can go on.
I think what I'll do is I'll just go across the group just in case anyone want to respond to anything you said, and I'll hold mine until the end because I certainly do. I go first?
Yeah, I just wondered, do you have a committee or are you doing all this on your own?
On this individual to be on my own, I was very active in the previous E19, the residents against the dog park, but this is me personally, but I'm very not sure.
Yeah, no, I just.
I don't want to. Oh, we do have the yellow shirts.
Let's do. Chris?
No, you're done, yeah.
No, I think I had knocked on a lot of doors during the campaign, during the election, and I mean, the message I was getting from people I was talking to, it's not a big deal for me to stand up here and say that, I'd be willing to say that we're not willing to still, and I mean, reaffirm that, to be honest. We do always try and keep the counties accountable. We just, unfortunately, to your point, we're one vote out of 10 essentially in that group, and so we have a strong voice there. But unfortunately, sometimes decisions happen that that can hurt us, and we only have a 1 in 10 voice, even though it's our body essentially, right? And we don't have the choice. I think we've had lots of conversation about just ways to fix that, and it's a struggle, but again, like I said, we need to have the people of the township like yourself come forward and make sure that the message is being heard by not just us, but also by people up the chain as well, to make sure that we're all on the same page there. Yeah. And then transparency, none of us like closed session meetings, they do happen. Sometimes they're for all sorts of reasons. Yeah. What's that, sir?
More than we like.
More than we like, and I mean, sometimes they're needed, and unfortunately, we can't discuss them. That's where we're at right now with regards to September 11th conversation. But the reality is, like I said, nobody likes them. We try and do our best to have as little of them as possible, and we mitigate against that because it does. You're sitting on the outside. You get a sense of worry instead of a sense of reassurance.
And that's, and understand both persons.
Yeah, great. And I don't recall what how was the letter when it was declared before that we're not a willing host. What's the process? Do you remember? You were here for that, obviously, right, on council.
Yeah, good question. I would look to staff for the answer to that. I mean, I think we're gonna take a straw poll tonight. I think it'll be pretty clear where we all stand, and if we need to do something formal, we can do something formal and send it to county so they know where we are. But I mean, ultimately, that's as a council, I still vote as a mayor, but I think council has to vote. So,
all right, so yes, that's all right. Thanks a lot for coming forward, and sorry about your concern.
no, it's good.
I just had one simple question. How would you even know we had a closed session?
It was in the minutes of committee of the whole meeting.
And you go through every council meeting,
I always try to pay attention.
right? I just curious. Just blew me away because all the meetings we had, never anybody ever questioned our closed sessions. Never.
I'm getting used to it.
And I mean, I don't have an issue with it. And we're transparent, and as you know, the last term I was 100% against the ED 19, and nothing's changed. So and the one when they say we only have one vote, we have one vote, but it's a big vote, and we can hammer away, believe me. We should get everybody on board. So saying that, that's fine. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you said your piece, but we're not this council is not in any way interested in land.
That's fantastic, and I know you guys have a member jack council. I understand that part of it, that you can hopefully sway other mayors and other townships with other interest of things. And I also understand the business aspect of trying to develop a business that you can't open on, that everything is coming in. I see both sides of it. I also have a responsibility to myself. So,
No, I'm just curious. But that's fine. I'm glad you're here, and to keep us in check. I like that. So no issues. Thank you so much for your presentation. It's great.
Well, I guess it's nice to go last. So I too. Oh, sorry, Joe. You're an empty seat tonight.
No problem, man.
Sorry.
I'm having a little bit of an issue hearing the speaker with the Zoom thing, but from what I can pick up, I'm liking what I'm hearing on both sides of the table here tonight. So, rock on.
Joe, did you want to take a stance on whether you're a willing host or not?
I'm sorry?
You take a stance, be willing to take a stance tonight as whether you'd be a willing host for ED 19 or not?
Oh, no, I think we're very, very clear that there's like two people in this township that are pro landfill, and I'm certainly not one of them.
Thanks, Joe. I appreciate that. So to echo your concern, I think you said responsibility to your family. You know, and those did, you know, you may represent, I think the group here represents the entire township. And I think we feel that responsibility and we do not take it lightly. So, I know when I campaigned in 2018, and I told you I brought my binder with me tonight so I could lay it out and show you how I campaigned then. I had the opportunity to speak with the premier shortly after the provincial election in the first election, where I shook his hand and he said that he would do everything he could to eliminate ED19, and that was in June of 2018. So I think it was 2018. So I've got a record of standing up. Whether people know it or not doesn't matter much to me, but it's, you know, certainly I feel that same responsibility. I certainly feel it as mayor. When it comes to openness and transparency, every single member of this council campaigned on openness and transparency. Every single one of us in all of our election speeches, we talked about the need for openness and transparency. And what staff backed us up with was they brought in a recording policy for closed session meetings. So not only is this recorded and available online, but if you needed to send this group to the ombudsman, or it's the integrity commissioner, it's Tony Fleming is our closed meeting investigator. If you believe that we erred or that we did something wrong in closed session, it's recorded. Tony can watch the whole meeting. He doesn't have to read minutes. The entire meeting is there for him to watch. We believe in openness and transparency, even when we can't be open and transparent. So when it comes to things like, Clark, before I put my foot in my mouth, it was section 239, right? Which was acquisition or potential disposition of land, correct? Okay, so when it comes to talking about important things like negotiating land, you'll see later there's a bylaw on, and it's for long-term leasing, right? We've had, I don't know how many conversations back and forth about selling the last few acres of land in our industrial park, and that is coming to fruition tonight. Those were all closed session meetings, right? And they have to be, they're sensitive, right? But when the time comes, you'll see the numbers, you'll see everything that's there tonight will be all in open session, and everything will be very open and transparent. But during the process of getting there, there's only so much we can do. I said this to you before, and it does come down to trust. You know, when folks voted us in this group at the table, and I made the analogy, we're all, you know, still rowing in that same direction, but we don't take the trust lightly. It's a very serious thing for all of us. We understood, we all heard ED19. You were so well organized and so well represented in the last council. I mean, we all took that to heart, and we all understand exactly what that means. Nobody wants landfill members for I'm one of them. I don't need it. Last thing in the world I want to see it. So what I would ask of you and the group is let us take the reins from you guys. Let us do what we do, and trust that when we go to United Counties, when I go to United Counties, that I make that argument. I can safely say in my discussions with folks at United Counties, and this is without breaking closed session discussions, there's nobody there that wants ED19 anymore either. You may hear that from staff, but the mayors around the table, they recognize they made a significant investment in the land, but there's no support for doing a landfill on that site. I can say that open and honestly and transparently. I've only been involved in a couple of discussions, some of them away from the table, but there's no support for any of it. So you know, how staff deals with inquiries is very different. I mean, if you call in and ask if we have land in our industrial park, well, we don't now. But if you were to ask that of the counties, they, you know, if they have land, they have to take those calls, right? So I don't know what else I can say. You know, you wanted counties to be transparent. I think the same thing goes there. That we record our meetings for transparency at the counties now. If there's ever a reason to question those meetings, then you by all means can contact the clerk at the counties, ask for the integrity commissioner, and file an integrity commission complaint or investigation into those closed sessions. You have every right and availability to do that. They're recorded now. So every word that's said in closed session is recorded the same as the open session. So that's for accountability, right? You know, transparency with our residents will be as transparent as we can be. And I think one thing that I can say without again breaking rules is the discussion wasn't a negative discussion. I think I can say that. I talked to the clerk of the counties today. I was worried about, can I even say anything tonight, or what can I say and what can I not say? She said you're okay to say that it wasn't a what 8019 or the group would see as a negative conversation. It wasn't anything that you'd see as negative. And lastly, your last ask was, no, I'm not a willing host either. So if you'd like us to put a motion, you know, forward at our next council meeting to send that to the county, so that the counties has that on as a piece of paper, we'd be happy to do that.
It would be preferred to be on.
Yeah.
It's relevant.
I think we are now. But I mean, as an actual motion, I think we can probably put something together to do that. One thing that I do want to ask staff for clarification: the ECA has been revoked, correct? For the entire site. The areas, the big parcels, do they still hold industrial zoning? Or are they zoned rural with an industrial exemption?
You still hold the waste disposal line designation.
Okay. And yeah, okay, I think that's as far as I can go, right? To get myself in it. Yeah. Okay. Clear, transparent, recorded by law. 12 stakeholders. So 10 municipalities, yes. However, Gananoque is the only one that doesn't have, didn't pay into the original group. So there's actually 12 people that would have to be present for a conversation if that ever happened at the counties to dispose of any of the 8019 parcel. Would have to be 12 members, not 13 or not 10. It's not 10. It's actually 12 members that own controlling. It's okay. But in fairness, right, and openness and that sort of thing, it was a note that I made when you were speaking. So it is 12. Prescott and Brockville part of that as well. Yeah.
And I want to reiterate, this is all friendship. That's right.
Well, thank you. No, I mean, it's you know, I mean, I watched how difficult this was for staff, you know, over those years. I watched how gallantly, you know, you guys grouped together, and I watched how it divided our council. And I can say, you know, it's nice to hear everyone take that position. We're a very united council. We may fight like we're brothers, and you may hear us at a bar having a beer disagreeing loudly. But we are very much like that.
And there's been, I want to reiterate, the positivity that's happened in the township since the change in council and in the line and stuff. And from an industrial standpoint, especially for Prescott, all that stuff, all extremely positive. That's what I want to like. This thing that's what was not.
Put her to bed.
Was not an issue.
Put her to bed.
And thank you guys for your time.
Thank
you. To speak. Again, this, I'm always open to
Thank you. Well, the other thing is we do like to be held accountable, and we do like it when people show up to the occasion. So it's actually kind of nice, and it's nice to get as nervous as I was about this for no reason, but it's nice to get the juices flowing, right? And we all campaigned on not only openness and transparency, but accountability as well. And we do ultimately, you guys hold us accountable for the jobs that we do and what you expect us to do. We are your voice, right? So engagement, right? Yeah, 100%. We'll talk about it all the time. We want it. Yeah, so no, it's good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great.
Thanks, appreciate it. Have a good sleep.
Yes, you can stay, you can, sorry. Oh,
we don't usually until question period. I don't want to keep you all night. Go for it.
What what would be involved with changing the zone from waste to?
I think the landowner, which is United Counties, would have to. I'm looking at the clerk, but I think the United Counties would have to want to change that, right? So, they'd have to have maybe a delegation to them to ask them to change it, to that. But it would have to be an application that would go through the counties to change, they're the owners, they're the landowners, so they control, it's their official plan. They control. So, John, I can't, sorry.
Absolutely not. So did you say, okay, I can speak?
Well, I said I can, I said one, well, all right, what the hell? That's fine. As long as it doesn't turn into a half hour, I mean, fire away.
So what you just said, does that mean if we want to approach the United Counties, we would have to go through you, right?
No, you would actually make
Directly to the United
you
Counties?
would make a delegation request the same way you would here. I don't control the delegation request, the United Counties does. So it'd be, again, there's the clerk there would, it's the same way that it goes here. You know, contact the clerk, request a delegation to speak and to, you know, they're not quite as open as we are as far as the procedural rules, but you know, it's all in good, it's all for good, so. Good? Awesome, good. All right. Consent agenda? So I don't have my glasses. This could be a thing. No, I've got all three of them. I brought them. They may have fingerprints on them, but.
I got you that here today.
No, I got my glasses. All right, so number 5, consent agenda. Items listed under consent agenda are considered routine and no longer require further discussion and are enacted in one motion. The exception to this rule is that any member may request that one or more items be pulled for discussion and voted on separately. So every item on the consent agenda has certainly been discussed, debated ad nauseum at committee level. Some of them are minutes. Is there any item on the consent agenda A through J that anyone wants removed? Going once, going twice. Gone. All right, so Chris, I think that is your.
Yep,
So
it is.
I know you've read it for you already.
No, I don't have that on mine.
So you got it.
Yeah, moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Waddy Snail, that municipal council receives and approves the following consent agenda items as presented. A, regular council, September 25th, 2023. B, special council, October 10th, 2023. C, special council, October 16th, 2023. D, committee of the whole, administration and operations, September 11th, 2023. E, port management committee, September 18th, 2023. F, public library, September 26th, 2023. G, committee of the whole, community development, October 2nd, 2023. H, committee of the whole, administration and operations, October 10th, 2023. I, application for severance, 2460 Rooney Road, and Smith is the people there. And then J, request for easement, 2099 Dundas, which is for Spesca Holdings Incorporated.
Okay, so nobody's pulling anything, we're good to go. All right, so then I will, are there comments or questions? Joe, you have anything to say? You want?
Good. I'm good.
Last time, anyone? No? All right, so then I will call the question on the consent agenda items. All in favor? Unanimous. Good. Okay, that's that simple. All right, so then clerk, if I am not mistaken, we do not go to 7, right? I always goof this one up. We go,
Chair, unless things are pulled for further.
and nothing was pulled. No minutes were pulled, so we moved to 9C, right? All right, so I will take the opportunity then to thank Cindy, who is online, Ms. Smith. I believe your item was dealt with our consent agenda through item 9A and is already passed through consent agenda. So, thank you for being with us tonight in case you were needed. Moving on to item 9C then, which is the Navigi?
I know. Is that what it is? Good. 'cause I was-
Navigi?
I'm gonna just go Navig.
Navigi? And systems mapping for, oh, you get it, so you could.
Yeah.
And systems mapping proposal, and deputy mayor, you have that item to report.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself and seconded by Chris Ward, the municipality council direct staff to work with the help seeker technology to implement the proposal Navigi supply mapping project as recommended by the committee of the whole community. Development.
Excellent, discussed at the community development committee meeting. Are there further comments or questions on the Navigi and systems mapping proposal? Don't see Councilor Martel, deputy has none, we got
Looks like
nothing.
an interesting system when they put it in place, you know.
Yeah, it's cool, right?
Yeah.
That's
All right.
what it really does.
So then I'll call the question, all in favor? Unanimous. Okay. So C is done, then we're on to County Road 2 debenture report.
Yes.
And Deputy Mayor, I think you have that item?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself and seconded by Councilor Ward. The municipality council direct the treasurer to engage in infrastructure and material to secure a 20-year debenture payable semi-annual in amount of $1,030,150 to complete the funding for the County Road 2 project as recommended by the committee of the whole administration and operation.
All right, so $6 million plus worth of work for $1 million to the water and sewer, and just so we're clear on that, that debenture goes directly to the ratepayers. It's the ratepayers of the water system in Edwardsburg, or not in Edwardsburg, Cardinal, no, in Cardinal that pay for that. Am I right in thinking that?
It is the users of Cardinal wastewater.
The Cardinal wastewater. Yeah, not the water part's paid for. It's the wastewater.
Correct.
Yeah, okay, right. Okay, so that million is borne by the only the people that use that system are the ones that are paying for this debenture.
That is correct.
Yeah, that's correct.
Good. So is there further discussion on the debenture? This one gives the treasurer to go ahead and get that debenture from infrastructure.
Yeah, well, you answered part of my question. So the other question I had with related to that was, I know recently we had one where we said, you know what, we had the debenture, but we didn't, we opted not to use it and decided to pay it. So it would be a different conversation because it would be coming from the ratepayers from basically, we have St. Lawrence, they were deciding to pay that out earlier, is that correct? If they decided not to engage this when it comes to that's not really an option, I don't think, in this case, right?
Through the mayor. Given the limited size of the user, it's very unlikely that there would be any kind of opportunity to sort of pay that in sooner than later. I think in this particular circumstance, it's better to go that route. But yes, with the I believe that was the stormwater project where you know there may be some added flexibility on the form for some of those projects where it's this is basically the entire tax base that you may want to look at a little bit more flexible options for potentially an earlier.
Yeah.
But not in this circumstance. I just would not perceive it to be the circumstance.
Right, and if you remember, that's why I believe the treasurer engaged a few financial institutions as well, right? Because the financial institutions give us the flexibility to pay off if we want to ahead. If we do IO, it's 20 years and
We
Same
can't pay
interest the
it.
whole way through and everything.
yeah, and that's and again, he's also done it to do semi-annually again, you know, so that it actually cuts down on the interest portion of it a little bit as well. So yeah, it's good treasurer, he's done this job well. Yeah. All right, further comments, questions, Councillor Smail, Councillor Martel, I won't miss you this time. No, all right, then I'll call the question on letting the treasurer do his job. All in favor? Good. All right. so then we are on to the Scott Road transfer site, 60% design. And I believe Councilor Smale, you have that.
Yeah, to do that there. Moved by myself, and seconded by President Ward. That the municipal council review the 60% design and associated estimates provided by JP2G, and two, direct staff to advise JP2G of any changes and to proceed with the final design as recommended by the committee of the whole administration.
All right, so we've had a great discussion about this already, as well. Does anybody have further comments or questions or anything in regard to this item to say?
I just hope to keep it as good looking as the one that our neighbors have. That's a nice facility to visit when you have to go there.
For sure. I think I'll take the opportunity to say to Gord and staff, you know, you certainly listened when we had the discussions earlier on, not just last time, but in, you know, in the past before that, and when we wanted a few changes to it, and we thought, you know, we need to dream a little bit bigger, that you gave us the flexibility and the option that could be included in the long term. So, you know, thanks for listening. Okay, so no comments, no questions, you guys are good. All right, then I'll call the question. All in favor? Okay, good. You guys are on a roll.
Well, I'm going to talk about something like that.
Clearly, you have to make a decision, Chris.
Sorry, Daddy.
All right, Deputy Mayor, I believe you have the correspondence.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, moved by myself and seconded by Councilor Ward, that the municipality council receives correspondence listing for the following dates as previously circulated. September 27th, 2023, October 4th, 2023, October 11th, 2023, October 18th, 2023, October 26th, 2023.
Okay, so correspondence, any member, I think I say this again, but I'll say it for the benefit of the folks that are here. Any item that is included in correspondence, any member may pull from correspondence and have added for a discussion item for any agenda then or up, right? I think worth noting in one of those, I don't remember which one it was, is the upcoming economic development seminar. I got an email today. It's I forget the date. I want to say the 17th, but I know it's not. Is it the 17th? 17th of November? Yep. It's in North Grenville. Anyways, we got an email today. There's only 60 tickets left. So if any member of council wants to get signed up for the ECDev seminar, there's only 60 tickets left. Contact the clerk after that email. Those that have forgotten to or not done it will do it, and you may be left without a chair. So, but I will encourage any member that has anything on, or if they see anything on here that interests them, bring it forward. Yes, good. Councilor, you're good, Joe? Okay, then I'll call the question. All in favor of correspondence? Of course you are. Municipal disbursements, number 11, and Councilor Work, you have that.
Yep, I do, moved by myself and seconded by Councilor Waddy Smale. That municipal council receives the payment of municipal invoices circulated and dated as follows. Report dated September 29th, 2023-185 for $146,954.60. Report dated September 29th, 2023-186. $2,046,109.03. Report dated October 16th, 2023-193 for $197,405.09. Report dated October 19th, 2023-195 for $218,566.10. Report dated as well for October 19th, 2023-196 for $93,092.00. And report dated October 19th again, 2023-197 for $303,096.86. for a grand total of $3,005, sorry, $3,005,223.68. Struggle less, gotta spend less.
So the, correct me if I'm wrong, most of these disbursements have already been paid. We're just reviewing the of those disbursements, making sure that everybody gets paid or got paid, reviewing what those were. So typically in advance of a meeting, members have the opportunity to send an email to question if they had anything on disbursements that caught their eye, that they wanted further information on. Is there any member that has a question in regards to disbursements?
It's more of a statement, and I always like to call it out whenever we have these, $3 million is a big month to spend a lot of money on, and about $1.5 million of that was actually money that didn't belong to us in the first place. It was money that was went back to the counties for their part of the tax share and things like that. So it was that, and then there was a big chunk of money, another $370,000, I think, that was for the county road 2 work. So I mean, it was the money we knew we were going to spend, and it was money that's been funded for, but it just seemed like a big number. So always worth on that.
Yeah, you always have your policing.
Yeah.
Policing.
And otherwise, I didn't see any small little things beyond that that bugged me. So.
Anyone else? Councilor Martel, you're good?
I'm good, thank you.
Do you have any? No, you're good? Good. You're good? All right, then I'll call the question of approval of the disbursements. All in favor? Disbursements approved. Okay, so then we are on to the good part of this meeting, which is the bylaws. So we are at 12A, which is the option to repurchase agreement from 2506-418 Ontario Incorporated, which is also or operates under the name of Purple Farm. And Councilor Ward, I think you have that.
I do. I guess I do. Yeah, look at that.
Surprise.
I do now. Okay, moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Waddy Smale, that the mover be granted leave to introduce a bylaw to authorize the mayor and CAO to execute an option to repurchase agreement between the corporation of the Township of Edwardsburg Cardinal and 2506-418 Ontario Inc. And this shall constitute the first and second reading thereof.
All right, first and second reading. Does anyone have any comments or questions before we go to third reading?
I was trying to find it and I just lost it, but how big is this property again? I can't remember how many.
I believe that it's 2.5.
It's 2.5 acres in the industrial land. Yeah.
It's right next to the current.
No, it's like, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, no, I was trying to figure out the size of it, because I know we talk about how there's, less land in there, but, okay, that's good. That's what that, yep.
Okay. And do you have anything before third reading?
Yeah, we did meet with these people, right? That we're going back to repurchase Purple Farms and.
So through the mayor, yes, we have met with them, and the terms and conditions within this agreement were the direction that was provided. So by the end of the year, they're required to submit a site plan and control applications. We should be able to have that site plan control application approved by April 1st, and then they can be fully developed within 2 years.
Good, yeah, thank you.
Okay, so let's get first and second. And Waddy, do you have anything? Sorry, Councilor Smith, do you have anything? No. And Joe, Councilor, sorry.
I'm good.
Tonight. All right, I'm gonna call the question then in first and second reading. All in favor? Okay, so proceed to third reading.
All right, moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Waddy Smale, that a bylaw to authorize the mayor and CAO to execute an option to repurchase agreement between the corporation of the Township of Edwardsburg Cardinal and 2506-418 Ontario Inc. be now read a third and final time and finally passed, signed, sealed, and numbered 2023-55.
Thanks, Chris. All right, further comments? Anyone?
No, I'm good, no.
So I'll take a turn because it's third reading. And I will say to staff and to legal. Thank you for listening to this group. And getting an agreement put forward with them that provides Purple Farm some added time and flexibility to achieve their goals of getting built what they look forward to building. This, I believe, gives them that opportunity. I mean, I think we were well within our rights to have repurchased that land now. I think this group wanted to provide that opportunity for them to still succeed in Edwardsburg Cardinal should they choose to. And I think you've done everything that this group around us asked you to do through yourselves and legal. So thank you for being able to hammer out this agreement that works for Purple Farm. Obviously, they're happy with this as well, and it still gives us the opportunity in a period of time to repurchase it at 90% of that original purchase price if they don't comply with the agreement that they're asking for. So well done for you guys in doing that, and I appreciate the work that went into it. So anyone else want a second stab before I call for third reading?
No, well done, you're right, well done, I'm glad we can make it work with Purple Farms.
Yeah, we're giving them a chance. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Thank you.
that was you. That was good. Well done. Okay, so I'll call the question. All in favor? Good. Joe, I didn't see your hand, sorry. Did you? Yep. I already had unanimous check, so I didn't want to have to change it if I didn't have to. Do we need to have a talk? All right, so the exciting one for the night, 12B. Councillor Smale?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. It's moved by myself and seconded by Deputy Mayor Steve Dillabaugh that the mover be granted leave to introduce a bylaw to authorize the mayor and CAO to execute an agreement of purchase and sale between the corporation of the Township of Edward Cardinal and Atlanta Leasing Incorporated locations of Atlanta Incorporated, and this shall constitute first and second reading thereof.
Great. First and second reading. Any comments or questions before I proceed to third?
This was one of our closed sessions that came out to this tonight. That's how that kind of works. We don't know what's going on.
We don't like it either. Yeah. What has to happen? First and second, right? First and second reading. Joe, anything? Good. All right. All in favor? Good. Proceed to third.
Thank you, Mayor. It's moved by myself and seconded by Deputy Mayor Stephen Dillabaugh that a bylaw to authorize the mayor and CAO to execute an agreement of purchase and sale between the corporation of the Township of Edwardsburg Cardinal and Atlanta Leasing Incorporated locations Atlanta Incorporated will be read a third and final time and finally passed, signed, sealed, and numbered 2023-56.
All right. Comments, questions on third or before I do third reading?
Steve's all out there. Oh, sorry, Deputy Mayor.
It's first name night tonight. I don't know why. Hold on, maybe. Councillor Martel, anything?
No, just very well done, everyone involved. Great news, fantastic.
And to staff, am I mistaken in thinking that Elantris coming maybe next week?
6, right? At 6:15.
Through the mayor, they'll be here, next Monday at 6:50 for announcement.
So we'll do the announcement then. Unfortunately, we're firming it up and it becomes open business now, but hopefully everybody will keep under their hats until next.
It's just a matter of timing,
When they're available.
in the area, so.
Good. And so we'll have a little bit more to say, or they'll have maybe a little bit more to say next week at 6:15.
I expect that they'll take a couple minutes to, but really, I think it's just a good news story where they can sort of introduce themselves and what they're looking to accomplish. And probably time for a photo with the members of the.
And may we invite the Beacon for that,
Actually, you can ask for the beacon.
please?
I believe that the media has already been.
Great.
I'll check to that.
Great,
Will
thank you.
will we have our scissors by then?
Nice.
All right, so a fantastic deal. It's about time that it's taken, we've been elected for a year. They're that okay. We want them big. We've been elected for a year and it's been a difficult year to secure a lot of great news, you know, and this, we worked, staff again worked hard. This was a multi-layered, another municipality or another town involved in some discussions as well, and it finally comes to a head well next week. I think we'll, you know, hopefully do that announcement with them, and tonight finalizes in open what exactly that deal was for that last purchase. We certainly did and got, you know, managed to dispose of that in a very fair manner. So to the work that staff and legal and everyone involved and the group here at the table, again, fantastic job done by all. It's going to be nice to have a really good chunk of good news 1 year in. So you wanna?
No, well, I can't wait to see when they start to build, and yeah, it'll be good to see that effort, and I guess hopefully they're the ones that bring the silver shovel for that event, I guess, right? Jobs. Yeah, bring jobs, exactly, so hopefully the community.
Okay, all right, so then I will call the question on third reading. All in favor? We build a park plan in 6.5 acres. Just kidding. Just kidding.
One glass, 6 story tower. Gone.
All right, all right, now the hot seat. CAO's administrative update. Oh, I guess I have to, you want to bring it on to the floor first, and then I think that's the appropriate way to do it. Councillor Smell, can you bring that in for?
I can, your worship, myself, and seconded by Deputy Mayor Stephen Dillabaugh, that the municipal council receives the CAO administrative report as presented.
Thank you, CAO, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Nice little segue with respect to our facility. So I guess the first item that I'll note is the EV Charge Ontario. So we're looking at working with Rideau St. Lawrence to prepare a submission for the funding opportunity that's due the end of January. With the charging stations, I believe that Rideau St. Lawrence has the ability to go outside of their typical coverage area. So there may be the opportunity to look at some stations in Spencerville and also at some of those frequently used public locations.
Before you go further, did that get included in correspondence? The Ontario? If not, I just want to let people know you can go to, I think it's Charge Ontario, isn't it? It's on ontario.ca.
It's EV Charge
EV Charge ON. So it's on ontario.ca if you guys want to read where it's a
EV Charge
yeah, and it's on ontario.ca. But it's a provincial funding opportunity of up to 90%, 80%. It's a lot of money, up to $1 million anyways.
It's a substantial portion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that what the initial conversations are with Rideau St. Lawrence would be that we would be looking at covering the capital costs. as well.
Right.
Capital costs and there would be, some revenue sharing perspective.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity to do something that we've certainly had conversations about over the last 8 years. And I don't know that we have one in the township yet, unless it's at somebody's personal home. So this might give us the first opportunity to get ready for that wave of cars that's coming over the next 4 or 5 years. So this is I just sorry to cut you off on your thing, but it's important that the group has a chance to read it. I know I read it and I sent it through, but go.
Just a note with November 20th, an open house and public meeting on the official amendment and zoning bylaw amendment related to lot size in the rural area. Information that it was November 17th, 9 AM to 3 PM for the economic development summit in North Pembroke. Just an update with respect to Loch Master Meadows subdivision. So the developer has made some progress on some of the conditions within the draft plan approval. We're sort of doing some of the final reviews with respect to the engineer plans, and we've asked legal to draft the first, like at least the first draft of the subdivision agreement. We're still waiting for some of the external agencies to clear some of those conditions.
Process is painfully long. Sorry, I know it's not your fault. Keep going.
I understand.
Keep going.
I certainly understand. Some of the feedback. I guess on page 2, treasury. So just I've noted, I believe that all of council is aware with respect to the tax sale tender that was canceled. Tax arrears. The treasurer will be attending an information session on November 3rd with respect to asset retirement obligations and how that will impact the preparation of our 2023 audited financial statements. Facilities for recreation, coping and tile work continues. The pool plaster just based on the weather that we're now into will take place in spring. But as far as ready for to be open for next season, there's no start that way. Johnstown tennis courts. The light poles, at least the bases are installed, but the poles themselves have not been installed as of right now. With respect to the coding application, once again, a little bit of the weather, so it will be a spring before that coding goes down on the facility. Items that you may hear from a few residents on with respect to tree removals and tree planting at Legion Park. Right now, some tree planting is taking place. That seems to be very positive, but we do have 16 or 17 trees within that Legion Park that will be removed as part of our Ministry of Natural Resources funding. A lot of those will be ash trees, and they're very large trees, and it will change sort of be a little bit of a look down there, but will be what we feel is much safer. King's Day was last Saturday, and they had their second annual market trade show, and I believe that was a very good success. Remembrance Day banners are up. From what I hear and what we're seeing on social media, it looks like pumpkin treat was quite a success with on yesterday. Page 3, operations of public works, Fair Street outlet. So work is progressing well. Hopefully within the next week or two that portion of the work should be complete. Winter parking lot maintenance, so staff received word from their contractor earlier this month that they're unable to fulfill the contract for the upcoming winter season due to a multitude of reasons. So a tender for these services has been issued and will close later this week. Guess under miscellaneous work, just with respect to the construction of the new parking lot at the Radion Center. So it's at the ground level base, and we do anticipate in the next week or two that the actual going down. We still have a couple other asphalt repairs to be completed at the same time as we take that part. With respect to environmental services, under the Cardinal water plant, the water system, we did have a MECP inspection report from her earlier on, so no areas of non-compliance noted. And the report will be coming to council I believe next month or December. With respect to municipal drains, the County Road 2 Newport project, I believe the contractor feels that they are basically substantially completed with phase 1. Our contractor in consultants Robinson was on site late last week to sort of do a walkthrough with the contractor with any fixing deficiencies. I have not heard back yet, but I don't anticipate a response to that way. And we'll have as-built hopefully by the end of the year. With respect to fire department, the pump ops training wrapped up this weekend. Pump testing that has been completed on all the vehicles. I believe I noted council earlier with tanker 3 through wheels, but that was a good option. I believe we ended up with 75,000 for that.
Was good.
With respect to fire prevention league activities or regular social media posts for the league, and although the chief and the Prescott Fire Chief attended ARFP to discuss their upcoming emergency exercise. The last item I'll note is with respect to our emergency exercise and training that we held on October 23rd. Special thanks to all internal staff that attended, and also Greenfield Mobile and Fort GM, and for Kevin Spencer for facilitating the exercise. Yes, with that, I will turn it back over to the mayor if there's any follow-up questions with respect to everyone.
All right, I'm gonna do it different this time. I've never started with anybody on Zoom. I've always forgotten them. So I'm gonna start with you, Joe.
I have no questions. Thank you.
You wanna go?
Okay. Yes, page 127. The OPA open house public meeting, scheduled for November 20th. We have a time on that.
Yes, the open house portion is 4 to 6 p.m. and the public meeting portion now at 6 p.m.
4 to 6, and then the, okay, and will that be on our, in the paper and well advertised?
Yes. And the times are also going to be administrative property. No public meeting schedule.
Okay, page 127, affordable housing, help code to answer questions, information session. Is there a date set for that?
To the mayor, as of right now, there's not a date set. But once the date has been set, I will certainly that information.
Okay,
Is that with Caroline Raguda?
Yes, yes, what, really looking at is, working with Augusta Prescott. Sure, partnering with Caroline that okay, the schedule is something.
good. Page 127, Lock Meadows, Meadow subdivision, or Bacon engineer drawing, so on, so forth, still need to be cleared. Any time frame? I know.
So I was thinking through the.
I got lots of pictures.
Yeah, we're working through, I'm cautiously optimistic that we have in place for, development in spring of 2020.
Oh, okay, that's
Wow.
good.
Cautious.
No, that's good. No, that's
Optimistic.
the rest can get
But
cleaned
that-
up before spring. That's good. Oh, that's good.
That also depends.
I got that highlighted.
Of agencies.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
And the developer checking.
Okay, page 128.
Not us holding them up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It is not the township. That's all.
There we go. That's all I wanted.
Page 128. I'll start with the Johnstown tennis courts. Light poles are there, great to see. We'll have them up. Coding application is waiting spring due to weather. Is that spring what, April, Mike, March?
Probably late April.
Good, so we will build, do we have to say, once we get that on, are we gonna say, well, we need 2 months to let it set, or?
No, it's about 7 to 10 days.
Okay, so we could be playing pickleball by the second week of May.
Start your tournament
I
planning.
gotta get my equipment, that's all. Okay. 128. Legion, no, sorry. Is there a name up there? Docks. Okay, take care. Docks will be removed November 1st. Do we really have to take them out at November 1st? I mean, people are still using them,
Yes.
but why? I guess is my question. When people are still using them and the weather's nice.
People are still using them to what aspect, because I've been down there, last week I've down there every day, planting trees down there. And there was only once I saw a show.
Through the week,
Yep.
weekends, it's been used.
But the problem.
And even at the front of the Legion, 2 boats Friday night.
It's.
I'm just asking, I'm gonna get hit on.
It's the manpower of both public works and preservation. And there's only certain days that we have the manpower available to do it, and we chose this date. On a go forward basis, it could be snowing next Wednesday, and then they don't have that for the week after that,
Right,
so that's why they're coming this week.
could we kind of make it, I don't know, take the front out, like from the Legion down and leave at the boat launch, them in for another week or 2?
I didn't pay it all,
I don't like it.
unless we're directed to do something different, that's what's happening.
Well, I don't like it. And we went through that last year. I just don't like it. I mean, weather's nice. Can you direct me, Mr. CEO, help me out?
I think
I know it's
operationally, it's the best time. I get it, we may be a few weeks earlier than, and we may see a few complaints, but.
you. I'm just, all I'm saying is, you know,
I certainly can't predict how
I
many
know.
complaints that we will see, but I think there's never an ideal time. Once we get into the level of conditions.
like that's Wednesday. Today's Monday.
Yeah, it is. So, all right, so I know the plan's been made for this year. Is there a way that we can monitor? And I know every year is a little different. Is there a way that we can have a look? I mean, there's been lots of years that there hasn't been ice in the canal, until the beginning of January, especially, in recent recent years, and especially in areas there, I know that there are still people going out, and I, you know, I don't wanna. I know the plan's been made, and I certainly don't wanna. I don't wanna bring direction at council. I think it should be discussed at a committee meeting before we do that, so. Is there a way that we can put it on an agenda for an upcoming committee? So that we can, there's nothing we can do about it this year, but for years going forward, maybe we can monitor. You know, the winter before and make some recommendations on dates that they could be taken out so that it achieves what fishermen want, why we want to keep them in.
I've heard that same statement last year, you know that?
Did you?
Yeah. Pretty much word for word,
A lot of people still fishing.
Well, you can push it if you want.
you know, but
You
I
can
mean,
push it if you want, give direction.
well,
I'm just trying to be in the middle.
I know, and I am, but you know, we did go through this.
So either last year, either move it or move on. You made your point.
I'm gonna move on.
So then an upcoming discussion of the committee.
Yes.
Okay, are you done?
Mhm.
Really?
I had 131, but I don't know why.
I think you missed, you must have seen,
I know,
there's gotta be 9 in there.
no, I'm gonna.
Okay, who's next? Chris?
Oh, sure. So on the EV charge, and maybe it's because I need to read that first, but are these all gotta be on township properties, or is it something where they'll engage businesses throughout the area and see if they wanna put stations there? Through RSL, I guess being the manager of them.
It would be, we would be looking at those public locations that we potentially, on the events, potentially, maybe municipal office, maybe working. Waterfront, some of those we really haven't. Deal with discussion with respect at that staff level of where some of those locations.
But it would have to be on tangible property.
That would be what we would be applying.
Okay. Perfect, thanks, and I just have, you know, I think the deputy mayor said it all about Blockbuster, it's good to go there, this asset, and then maybe I should wait till the treasurer is here, but is this asset retirement obligation, that's just standard every year kind of conversation, or is there something that's changed, you know, that we should be concerned about?
So the asset retirement obligation is a new standard that is coming in and being reported on. I think this year, 2023 is the first. First time it's being reported on. Just, I think everybody's working at sort of fully understanding that VSAP standard and how the best implement it.
Yeah, I know, and I think, we'll let the treasurer do his job. I don't wanna put you on the spot for it. I think
probably, in November, after we sort of the session, you may be able to provide some better insight to committee and council, and I certainly get this at this particular time.
And then the last thing on my list is more of a thanks for the staff support, you know, the trunk or treat, I didn't make it to Johnstown, unfortunately, just the way my day worked out, but I was at the Cardinal event, and people actually went from one to the other, and I served out over 120 kids in less than an hour. I was quite surprised at the way people came by, so it was really good to see everybody come together, and I saw the township truck pass by as well. A passing OPP officer, actually a pair of officers also stopped by, saw us there, and put on their lights and opened up, and they had some candy in the back too. That was just sort of spontaneous. It was good to see the community coming together for this. So again, thanks everybody for helping out on that. That's it.
Good, thanks, Chris.
No problem.
Yeah, I just have one question for you, to the CEO. The trees that were planted down at the Legion Way. Who decided where to go? But the reason I'm asking is because I was just wondering. The land is so low when you're walking west from the road that you're walking on the canal side, could be brought up probably 6, maybe 7 feet. to make it level, but we're losing land down there like crazy, and I'm just wondering, I walk down there every day and I notice, I think 4 trees planted down that side. If we decide as a council next year to have that filled in, save the land, can that tree be replanted? Like if,
Like, I would say potentially, but as far as where we decided on placement, it's a combination between, sanitation, conservation. We have them down to sort of look and assess the area. They made those suggestions, with respect to that. But I would expect that there's always the potential that. You know,
like you can put them in the same spot.
it could be, you know, dug up and replanted at a higher resolution. That's.
Yeah, that's the question.
That's a term, I suspect still. So what we try to do is get bigger trees so that they have a little better chance of survival. On the bit, so it may just require some specialty equipment. If that's a decision that's made.
Okay, thank you.
You good? Yep. Did you have any? No, nothing. I went to you first, right? Yeah. Okay. So. I had docs on mine, but I'll let it go. And I will say on a personal note, I am a business owner. We have no contractor either. They canceled our contract. They saw a 3-fold increase in their insurance premium. And they are no longer offering the service either. So at this point, my business is without, and I hear it time and time again, where people are actually going to use people who don't have a $5 million insurance policy. So we still haven't found anybody that can provide us with the service. We're in the position where we may not be able to. So I think we're lucky if we do, if we end up in the position where we can offer that in-house, because it's certainly difficult and the cost for the contractor is ridiculous. So it's a good thing.
That was certainly one of the items with respect to the contractor was the 3-fold increase.
Yeah, 3-fold.
In insurance, there were a few others.
Yeah.
Well, it ultimately put, and I've been having a conversation with several in business in Brockville, and several contractors, and they're all saying the same thing. When you call business to find out who they use, they're all in the same position. You talk to the contractors and they're like, it's like they want to push us out of business. So okay, and I think that's it. So it's been moved and seconded. Are there further questions on the CAO's admin report? We'll let them off to seat. We're good. All right, I call a question then. All in favor of the admin report? Got good. And the next one's your favorite. I have one today, so it may not be your favorite. Oh wait, no, it's councillor inquiries. All right, so councillor inquiries or notices of motion. Does anyone have an inquiry or a notice of motion? Councillor Smith.
I just want to inform the council that I will be absent on vacation, but 6th of November, probably to the 18th of November.
Clerk. Okay.
No, Grant.
Oh. Any chance that's 3 consecutive meetings? Just kidding.
Oh.
Councillor Ward, do you have any?
No, I'll be here on November 6th, so.
Yes, I just want to kind of maybe, get ready. We have signs down there, but, it's January 1, we're gonna start changing for the boat ramp in 2024. Maybe we could get, Mike in some discussions of how we're gonna charge and where we're gonna charge and for the boat ramp and the scuba diving area. So maybe we should try to get that rolling to start it before our budget How's that sound?
He's the guy talking.
Okay, that's all. That's it for me.
Mr. Martell, Councilor Martell.
No, shout out to the mayor and the deputy mayor for their poppies. Well played. Thank you.
Okay, and we are on then to 15, which is our mayor's report.
Do I get
Mayor, do you want to bring that more forward and I'll talk a tiny little bit?
Moved by myself and seconded by Council Ward that the Scott Council receives and report as presented.
All right, thank you. All right, and just for clarification, the November 11th banners are, right? Yeah, so I can mention that they're up now. They went up on Friday, okay, so on Friday, the deputy mayor and I met with the presidents of both the Cardinal and the Spencerville Legions here at the Sierra Hall for the ceremony of the first poppy pinning. And the beginning of the poppy campaign for our local branches. So I encourage everyone, if you have not donated to your local campaigns, get out there, get your poppies. You know, the veterans, those that provided us the very freedom that we enjoy today. You know, they need our help, those legions need our help, and we need to help keep them going. So and I believe they're doing part of that funding for, I'm looking at Dave as if he should know, homeless veterans this year. I think I read something about that. I don't know if that's local or if that's not local, but I did read that they were now with homeless veterans. Okay, so
They also sell signs, by the way, for lawn signs.
oh yes, that's right. Yeah, there are lawn signs for purchase as well.
Make sure you get the right signs.
Make sure you get the right signs within your league. Yes. Thank you to staff for the November 11th banners. I have yet to see them. I will see one when I go out. There isn't one here. They're in.
No, so they're located, there's three at the, side of that.
Yes.
There's two down at the waterfront, Legion Cardinal. And then there in Spencerville, there's two on the side of that, and then there's three down that.
Okay. So I will make sure that I see them. Thank you for getting those done. I know they mean a lot. I had the opportunity today driving through Brockville, and it makes me want to celebrate our veterans that way. You know, the ones in Brockville all the way from the west end all the way to the east end, every one of their banner poles has a tribute to someone specifically who served. And they look, it's fantastic. I'm sure for the families who lost loved ones, it's gotta be fantastic. So well done in getting those done. I had the opportunity to attend King's Day. It's a very successful King's Day at the Region Center. And I got to drop the official puck and I got to keep the puck. Unfortunately, the Kings player lost the draw. I was not able to attend the Cardinal trunk or treat. It was Charles' family birthday party. At 2:30 actually, but I did have the opportunity to attend the trunk or treat here in Spencerville. There were over 300 children. Just after 2:30. I think we didn't have too many kids after 2:30, but it was a steady flow of children. It was absolutely fantastic, and I think the one here in Johnstown had over 25 trunks, and congratulations to the winner again this year, which was Karen and Barry Jodwin, and they've set the bar so that you got to beat them next year with some kind of a prize rooster display. So 12. I do need to say a thank you to staff for your help to me this week. You know, as we all know, the Seaway folks were on strike, and I had wanted to put a pen to paper to you know, urge the federal ministers to keep both sides at the table. Staff was fantastic with the many edits to my writing and getting it on township letterhead and getting it off to the necessary ministers. So those very ministers heard, you know, the calls from not only mayors like myself, but, you know, port general managers, farmers, so many of the affected people that they were able to get those talks back together on Friday, and by Sunday they had kept them at that table, and they had hammered out what I believe will be a ratified deal. If it didn't get ratified today, it will get ratified hopefully this week. But they did go back to work as of I think 7 a.m. this morning, and I think the outflow of traffic's going. So to our local and area farmers, you know, hopefully there was not too much of a delay in getting your product to market. We did I think the very best, you know, that we could do. And lastly, tomorrow being Halloween, this one's a personal note, but I want to say happy birthday to my kid. His birthday is tomorrow. It's his 11th birthday tomorrow. He's a Halloweener. So happy birthday to my own little berry monster. So little Chucky. And that's it for the mayor's report. So are there questions in regard to the mayor's report, or anything that was on it, or anything that should be added that I've forgotten? Anyone? Okay, good, then I will call the question, then all in favor, of course. All right, so question period, and Glenn, you're still here. Anything on tonight's agenda or something else?
Just do the mayor and the chair of them. Anyway, just a clarification on this land on Byers Road.
Yes.
Three pieces of property with civic address 1416, which is that.
I don't believe
It's only two.
I don't believe that I can, I don't think I can confirm, or I think I think all of closed session information, Glenn, was just Byers Road property. I don't think I can confirm an address without breaking confidentiality, correct? I'm bound by, I'm looking at staff for the nodding, but they can't advise me either, but I just want to make sure that it wasn't included in the wording. So if the wording was Byers Road, the wording was Byers Road. Okay, I wish I could give you more. I wish I could give you more.
That's what we're great.
Yeah, the openness and transparency part, yeah, and I'm bound, and you have to respect that I'm bound by that as well.
That's why we should have.
Yeah, but I can't confirm or deny, but I, you know, it is what it is. Further question?
No, just.
Okay. Thank you for your question, and thank you for being here. We appreciate having someone here. It's nice to have someone here. Okay, so that is it for question period, and we are doing what we love. Going into a closed session. Guess where we're going. Not yet, but close. All right, so we'll take a 5-minute break and allow everybody to clear.
Moved by myself and seconded by Councilor Waddy Smale, that municipal council proceeds into closed session at, is that right? Yeah, 8:01 p.m. in order to address a matter pertaining to section 239 2B, personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, specifically operational sustainability. And B, section 239.2C, acquisition or disposition of land by the municipality or local board, specifically minutes of a closed session and dated August 20th, 2023.
Good. All right. So we're going into closed session, then we'll take a 5 or 10 minute break. All in favor? Good.
Moved by myself and seconded by Councilor Waddy Smale, that the closed session meeting of municipal council does now adjourn and the opening meeting does now resume at 8:59 p.m.
Okay, so I'll call the question, returning back to open session. All in favor? Okay, so we're back into open session, reporting out of closed session. Council met in closed session to discuss section 239(2)B personnel matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal board employees, specifically to, and we did receive information regarding operational sustainability. And while we were in closed session, we reviewed minutes, and I believe Councillor Smale, you have a motion to approve those minutes.
I do, over myself, seconded by Councillor Chris Ward, that the municipal council receives and approves the minutes of closed session dated August 28, 2022.
Good, thank you. I'll call the question then in regards to those minutes. All in favor? Good, and in case I didn't report it correctly, those minutes were in regard to section 239(2)C, acquisition or disposition of land by the municipality or local board, and that was specifically the minutes of August 28th, 2023. Okay, and that's it. That is the report out. We need the confirmation bylaw, and Councillor Smale, I believe we have the confirmation bylaw.
I do, move by myself and seconded by Deputy Mayor Steve Dillabaugh, that a bylaw to adopt, confirm, and ratify matters dealt with by resolution be now passed, signed, sealed, and numbered 2023-57.
Thank you very much. The bylaw to approve everything that we did today. So, I will call the question on the confirmation bylaw. Every one in favor? Yes. Good. And somewhere, some way, I believe we have the adjournment, which is council.
Moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Waddy Smale, that municipal council does now adjourn at 9:02 p.m.
All right, non-debatable. I will call the question. All in favor? Aye. We are adjourned. Thanks for attending virtually, Joe. Enjoy your holiday.
Yeah, no worries, guys. Talk to you then.
Don't get eaten by a shark.
Hey, quick question, that the guy from Byers Road, was that a delegation or was just one individual?
There were 4 people. 4. So it was Killick, his wife, her mother, and Glenn Davis.
Yeah, I talked to Glenn last week. He said he was gonna start coming to meetings. That was cool.
Good.
It is good.
Yeah. All right, guys, have a good one.
There you go.
See you then.
Yeah. Now.